Now, for a long time seen as an untapped resource, more and more people in their 50s are changing their careers and setting themselves up in business. Next Monday and Tuesday, a national forum is taking place in Trim in County Meath, organised by the group Senior Enterprise. And its coordinator is Paula Fitzsimons, who's here now in studio with us. And we're also joined by entrepreneur Aine Cuddihy. Now, Aine, there's something between us and I can't really see you very well.
I'll have to move.
Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at there.
Well, these are cakes that I make. I set up a company called the Mini Cake Company almost 2 years ago now. I was a teacher and I retired in 2010, and everybody said to me there is life after work and all that. And I thought, OK, that's great. And then the recession hit. My husband lost his business. And I said, well, now there has to be work after work. So what am I good at? What do I like doing? And I always loved cooking. I had done a lot of cookery courses and things like that. And I cooked for friends. So then I said, no, I'm going to do this now as a business. And I set up, first of all, making cakes for 1 or 2 people. And that's why I called it the Mini Cake Company. And as you can see, it's grown now. It probably should be maxi. But
so you started small,
very
and locally, presumably,
and very
was it?
locally,
yeah.
And for friends, really. And it has grown. And really, what I have to say is, what has helped it to grow is Senior Enterprise.
Right.
They were my lifesaver.
Did you find it difficult? You had been a teacher and you decided you had to do this? The money had to come in from somewhere?
Well, the money had to come in from somewhere, and I found it very difficult because I had never been in business. And I actually thought it was something that people like me couldn't do. And then, and I was fluffing around. I was doing everything the wrong way. And then I saw an ad for a Senior Enterprise course. And I said, God, that'll be for me now. So I went off for a 2-day workshop to Portlaoise with Senior Enterprise, and I came home a different person, and my business has been completely different.
Had you been out of work for long before this point?
I had been out of work for quite a while before that.
So did it require a mental leap for you to actually get up and go and do it?
Well, it did, but I think really an awful lot of it was that I started to believe in yourself. And if you're doing something that you believe in, then you're going to get other people to believe in you too. And I think life experience at my age, you sort of, get over the bit of the hurdle of, well, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go from here? Much quicker. And, you know how to approach people and things, but you don't know how to structure a business. And that's what Senior Enterprise taught me. And
that's really where you've come in, Paula, from Senior Enterprise. What do you provide to people like Aine?
Well, what we provide in terms of the forum or the training that we provide developmental workshops and training around becoming an entrepreneur for those over 50. And we don't just do it in Ireland, we're doing it in the UK and France. This is very much a European initiative. And what will happen next week is that we'll take people who want to be an entrepreneur or who have recently become an entrepreneur who are over 50, and we'll help them to bring their idea forward and develop their business. But it's not just for entrepreneurs, because the whole idea about Senior Enterprise is to get a greater engagement with enterprise for those who are age 50 plus. So it could be someone who says, well, maybe I don't want to be an entrepreneur, but I have significant experience, which actually I could give back. Maybe they would become a volunteer mentor. We'd love to see them. It could be, for example, just to put numbers around it, there were 10,000 over 50s last year in Ireland invested in new businesses started by somebody else. And the somebody else was often someone in their family, in their local community, someone they knew. For those people too who are thinking of putting, it may be relatively small amounts of money, into family businesses or one in their community, we've a place for them as well. Because we'll be running developmental workshops for entrepreneurs, for potential investors and potential mentors in Trim on Monday and Tuesday next.
Is it booked out, or how do people go about signing up for it?
OK, there's a limited number of places left. We feel there's an excellent programme. The challenge is getting the word to the right people. And if people put in a phone call immediately to, can I give you the number?
If you do, please, yeah.
OK, it's 0404, so it's a Wicklow number, 66058. 0404 66058. Mary Grehan will answer the phone to you. She'll take your details, she'll welcome you in, and we'll put your arms around you next Monday when we see you.
And you reckon there are thousands of people over 50 who may have taken early retirement or just want to change their career that can tap into this?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, again, we had 4,400 people over the age of 50 who actually started a new business last year. And that was 36% increase, so a third increase on the previous year. So what's happening is that people find themselves, maybe there's a gap before they come into the pension. Maybe it's something they always wanted to do but never had the time or space in which to do it. Now is their time, and we're going to help them fulfil their dream, whether they're responding to an opportunity or being pushed by necessity. We will help them turn their concept into a real business.
Very good. We just put the phone number up there on the screen as well.
Thank you.
Can I come back to you, Aine, then? How big is the business now? How do you feel as well?
Oh, it's growing all the time now. I mean, up to this, I have been reinvesting everything that I've made back into, because, you know, I've had to buy a lot of equipment and that. But I use social media now. I use Facebook particularly. And I think that, again, it's another thing I learned in senior enterprise, is of actually marketing yourself. And now I'm doing weddings, and I do wedding cake pops and the new.
And have you moved beyond the locale?
Oh, I have.
Business booming?
Absolutely. Now I go, well, I wouldn't say it's booming now, but it's growing, and it's growing at a great pace. And now I will go all over the country. You know, and I'll have brides who'll ring me for wedding bouquets or wedding cake or from
And is
Johnny
it still
Cole,
just you, or have you expanded?
At the moment, it's just me.
Really?
My husband is great. He helps me, and he makes stands and does all sorts of preparing baskets and that. But I would hope, and I think that's something that, you know, senior people would be able to do. We lived through the 80s recession, and, you know, now we don't want to see our children with nothing either. And I think my aim would be, and I think it would be the aim of a lot of people of our age, that we would have something to pass on, and that there might be another job there for. I would love to teach young people the skills of doing the kind of things that I do.
And you seem very happy with it, are you?
I love it. It's a new life, and I love it.
OK. And Paula, just remind us again, it's Monday and Tuesday next week?
Monday and Tuesday of next week. It's taking place in the Knightsbrook Hotel in Trim. And if people like to get in touch with Mary Grehan, the number that you've shown, that we'll make them very welcome.
And we'll just say that, there it is there, it's 0404 66058.
Exactly.
Paula and Aine, all the way over there. I'll have to make inroads on them now in a minute. I'll tell you what, we'll take the sports news.
Okay,
And then it's just us.
You can have a taste.
Yvonne, what have you got for us today?
Thanks very much indeed.